This video, we're going to be talking about how to start on Amazon and start selling on Amazon as a complete beginner in 2026. So first things first, what we're going to want to do is create an Amazon selling account. So in order to do that, we're going to go to sell.amazon.com. From there, you're going to want to enter your details. You could either use a pre-existing Amazon buyer's account or create a brand new account. I would recommend creating a brand new account just for the sole purpose that you're going to be getting a lot of emails, and the email that you create the account with, you're going to want it to either be a brand new email or an email that you don't use, because you don't want to clutter it with your personal life, right? So that's first things first. Create a business email if you don't already have one, and then you're going to want to create an account. So when creating an account, you're going to want two crucial things, and these are requirements. So if you're under the age of 18, unfortunately, you will not be able to create an account under your name. You're going to need someone over the age of 18 for, tax purposes. You can't really open any business in any field without being 18. So you're going to need either a driver's license or a passport for identification purposes, and then you're going to want proof of address. So proof of address is many things. They just added a few new options. It could be a water bill, it could be an electric bill, it could be a bank statement, which is what we prefer and what we do with all our students. It's just the easiest. It's a downloadable PDF online, either on your phone or on your desktop. So you'll go through that process. It's a pretty straightforward process. I think in my lifetime, I've created over 100 selling accounts for me and my students. So first page will basically ask for generic basic information, username, password, email. From there on out, it'll go for identity information. So it'll ask for your name, your address, and then there it'll ask for either your passport or your driver's license. Driver's license is typically the easiest and what I've seen with the least problems. Passports can sometimes be problematic. So if you have a driver's license, I would just recommend using a driver's license. So from there, it might ask for the pictures of the front and back on that page, or maybe towards the end. After the identity, what it'll ask for, your business type. So people often ask, do you need an LLC to start selling on Amazon? And no, you don't. Actually, most of the time what we do is we set up our accounts under a sole proprietorship, because you don't have proof of concept, you don't have any sales coming in. So there's no really risk in opening it under sole proprietorship. For that, you're going to need an SSN. Obviously, for either of them, you're going to need an SSN. But if you already have an LLC or you want to go the route of creating an LLC, you could search it up in your state. I know in the state of New Jersey, it's $127. Super easy process, takes you around 10 minutes. But like I said, not needed right now. It's something that could always be added on in the future. Let's say 2 months, 3 months into selling, which is what we recommend. From there on out, after you selected sole proprietorship, you got all that squared away, it'll ask for your storefront name, which a lot of people get stuck up on, but don't. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal. It could be anything, and what I recommend it being is maybe something supplies, maybe something LLC, something distribution, something wholesale. It's completely up to you. It doesn't have to have your name in it. It could be absolutely anything you desire, and it could be changed at any time. So a few days opening into the account, if it's something you don't like, it could be always be changed, and it's not that big of a deal. Like I said, it only shows up underneath the buy box, which we'll get into later on and maybe in a different video. This is just the basics on how to start selling on Amazon. From there on out, there's two options. You either have a professional selling account or you have a basic selling account. Basic selling account, stay far away from it. It's free upfront, so there's no upfront cost, there's no monthly subscription, but I think it charges you 99 cents an order and a bunch of other restrictions. You can't get buy box eligibility, stuff like that, and that's obviously something you don't want, because buy box plays a huge role in Amazon and something you wouldn't be winning constantly. So I would opt in for the professional selling account. I think it's going to push you to it anyways. The professional selling account costs $39.99, so $40 USD a month. It'll ask for your credit card information, and this is the only time you're going to be able to see that charge upfront. That's the only time you're going to be charged. You won't be charged for it again until you start selling. And when you start selling, you'll rack up an account balance, which is basically Amazon's way of a bank account. So you'll have your account balance in your account, which will get dispersed to you, let's say 2 weeks at a time or 4 weeks at a time. The more sales you get on that, it'll rack it up on that account, and basically that $40 subscription will be subtracted from that account balance, which you'll be able to review in your transaction history in your account once we open everything up. From there on out, it's going to more than likely ask you for your deposit method. So you're going to need a bank account for these deposits and for your profits and for your revenue to be paid out to. So you will link either a personal, either a business. It's completely up to you. Slight caveat and an important note, that account has to be the same account or the same name, the person under the account. So let's say you're opening the account under your name, that bank account has to be linked to your name. If you're opening it under a mother's name or a father's name, it has to be linked under their name. That's one key note. Amazon won't approve an account if everything's not the same information. They're very nitpicky about that. From there, it'll ask for identity verification. So this is their way to make sure, run all their background checks and to make sure no one is is stealing somebody else's identity. So they have this secure 3D verification. So you'll click on the first link, click on the one with faster response. Don't click on the bottom one where you have to upload the documents. So for this step, whether you used a passport or a driver's license, you're going to want to keep in hand whatever you used. And then you're going to want to press next, verify, select driver's license or passport. And then they'll ask for a picture. You're going to have to put up the ID to the camera, whether it's a passport, driver's license. You're going to put it up, and then on the back side, you're going to do barcode. After both those are uploaded, they're going to want a facial recognition. So they're going to want you to look into the camera, look right, look left, and then from there on out, you'll get to the last step, which you don't have to take any action on. That's basically the screen that you should see is this screen right here. If you see that screen, you're good to go. That means you have, around 2 days, it says approximately, for your account to get opened up and for them to run their checks. But typically, it's a lot faster than that. So what we've seen this past week and this past month is it takes around 6 to 12 hours, give or take, and you'll get an email to the email that you signed up with saying, hey, welcome to selling on Amazon, if everything goes through. If they're missing any information, they'll reach out to you directly and be like, hey, we had identity issues, and they might ask for another upload of either your driver's license, passport, bank statement. They'll ask, and they'll be pretty specific with what it is they need. But usually this is the easiest part with selling on Amazon, is creating the account. You should have no struggle with this. I've heard of horror stories of people taking weeks on weeks to open up their account, which I don't know how, because if they're struggling with creating the account, then they're cooked to begin with. This is the easiest step of everything. So after you've created your account, and let's say after you've gotten that email of, hey, welcome to selling on Amazon. So now you have the crucial thing, which is an Amazon selling account. So you're officially an Amazon seller. Welcome to selling on Amazon. That's what I tell everyone. Welcome to selling on Amazon. You completed step 1, and you're on the path to this long journey, hopefully profitable journey. So after you've got an Amazon selling account, a few key things that you're going to need. So you're going to need the softwares that we use. So you're going to want to download SellerAmp. SellerAmp is bread and butter to Amazon. That's basically how you're going to find all your products and all your data for the products, ROI, whether you're able to sell it, the history, the competitors. So SellerAmp is definitely a must-have. I'll be linking that down in the description. You're also going to want a Keepa subscription. So Keepa is basically SellerAmp, a different version of SellerAmp, but on crack. So you can see the historical data of a product, 12-month history, 6-month history, buy box rotation. It gives you more key data compared to SellerAmp. SellerAmp is basically just the overhead, like, hey, this is what it looks like. Keepa dives into the more detailed and specifics. So after you have both SellerAmp and Keepa, you're going to want to download or sign up for a subscription for Sellerboard. I'll have that also linked in the description below. Sellerboard is something you're not going to use for probably the first week, probably the first 2 weeks or so. That's a profit analytics tool. That's how you basically track all your profits and all your expenses in the business. It'll calculate shipping costs. It'll calculate your ROI, your margin, your sales for the day. Seller Central doesn't do a great job at doing that, unfortunately. It'll just show your revenue. It won't show you your profit. It won't show you your margin. It kind of sucks for tracking that type of stuff. So you're going to need a third-party tool like Sellerboard. So I'll have that link down in the description. Definitely sign up for that. You'll have 2 months free to use, with the link below. So in addition to that, you're going to also want to download some crucial extensions. So you're going to want to download Cashback Extensions. I treat these as bonuses. So you might get 3% on some websites, 5% on some websites. So when you're going to find products and you find these products, you're buying them off retailers, right? So you're doing online arbitrage, retail arbitrage, whatever you're doing. I highly recommend, as a new seller, you've got the account, I recommend looking into online arbitrage. I'll have a video on that soon. Online arbitrage is basically when you're buying from retailers online, let's say Target, Walmart, Vitacost is a really good one. You're buying off online retailers either in bulk or in small scale, say 5-10 units, and they're shipping directly to your house or your warehouse, right? Compared to RA, retail arbitrage, if you're going into stores, you're wasting all this time. You're going to walk out with $50 in profit, $100 in profit after hours of scanning. It just doesn't make sense when you could do it out of the comfort of your own home. Hey, if you want to get your feet wet, I know I started with RA. I went to a few stores and I said, whoa, this is not for me. So I definitely tried it. It looked appealing, it looked interesting, and it looked easy to start. But honest to God, if I could go back, I'd skip through that and I'd just start directly with online arbitrage. That's where you could scale to 25, let's say 50, even 100K month. Back in 2021, when I started, I was doing crazy online arbitrage months. I mean, I think I peaked around 400,000 monthly with my brother, Arda. We were partnered and everything. So 200 a head each, 200,000 each. But I saw a lot of success with Amazon starting out. I scale really fast. Me and my brother both, we scale our students really fast. That's what we like doing, and that's what we like focusing on. My first month on Amazon, I made $8K in profit, which is, pretty good. But I had a background in obviously business. I did a lot of side hustles growing up. I started business at 15 and I started Amazon at 18, and now it's 2026. So I have 4 years of business experience in Amazon, and we're doing close to $1 million months. We have around 17 now, closing in on 18 total sales on Amazon, 18 million, which, is pretty impressive. I'd say we're definitely in the top ranking of Amazon sellers. Enough about myself. So we've got the account, we've got Seller Ramp, we've got Keepa, we got Seller Board, and we've got our extensions, our cashback extensions. Those, like I said, treat them as bonuses. They will pay for trips, they will pay for dinners, come scale. And then another thing we're gonna want is a coupon/discount code getter. So there is Capital One Shopping, which is what we recommend and we plug. So I would definitely recommend creating an account for Capital One Shopping. Download that, and that's another extension. So when you are sourcing, you can click on that and it'll scour the internet for coupon codes to get that product for a cheaper price. That's the name of the game. So going into the business model itself, you've got everything you need. You've got the setup, you've got the account, you've got the extensions, you've got the software. Another thing that we're missing out on is supplies. So you're going to want supplies, USPS and UPS, right? Create business accounts on both those sites, both those platforms. They give you free shipping supplies. USPS gives free boxes, UPS gives free labels, the 4x6s, thermal printing labels, which you're going to need. I'll have all of this linked down in the description. I will create a later video on how to create business accounts and set all that up. So subscribe, put your notifications on. I'm going to be dropping a lot of Amazon sauce on here from starting to zero to hero. If you're interested in working with us one-on-one, I will also have that linked down below. You could apply for us to help and work with you one-on-one every single day. Everything's guaranteed. We have a 3-month make your money back guarantee. Everything's contracted. So you're going to either walk away with your money back or with a profitable business in the matter of 3 months. We also have a free Discord community. I'll also have that link down below. It's discord.gg/FBA. We post some stuff in there. We have a bunch of information on there as well if you're interested.